Syracuse Orange fans, can you feel the heat?
What's going on, CUSE Nation? My name's Giovanni. Welcome to Orange Heat. I'm here at Manley Fieldhouse alongside three-star defensive end Syracuse commit Cooper Dawson. How you doing, Cooper?
I'm doing all right.
All right. Now, many of you may recognize Cooper from his signing day back in December, in which a video went viral. His good buddy Kingsley made his announcement for him, and it puts a great face for the university in front of a supportive audience. So, Cooper, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, born and raised. All my family's from there, so I'm a Southern boy. The snow's a little different, but I like it because I never really got a chance to see it down in South Carolina. So I've been playing football since I was about 8 years old. I was a dual sport athlete in high school. I played football and baseball. I would have liked to try and walked on wherever I went for baseball. But,
no baseball team here,
no baseball team here.
Yeah.
So, I've always been into sports. My dad played football at Georgia Southern for the 85 and 86 national championship teams.
Awesome.
So, just born and raised.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, I'm sure you've been asked this so many times before, but I'm going to ask it to you again. How did you and Kingsley become so close, and what about him inspired you?
Yeah, so me and Kingsley, we went to different middle schools, but we went to the same high school.
Okay.
And my freshman year, I saw him rolling down the hallways, and he always had a smile on, so I figured he'd be a good kid to associate myself with.
Absolutely.
And so I went and introduced myself, and we bonded. And then junior year, when I started getting recruited for football and becoming, a bigger figure, his mom came to a school function, and I ended up meeting her and his father as well. And, we just talked, and she offered me, like, an opportunity over the summer to come take care of him. And, I was like, of course, but I don't want to accept money to hang out with a friend.
Right.
And she goes, we understand that you could have your summer job, but you wouldn't be able to hang out with your friends. So here we'll pay you. And, sometimes she'd pay me, sometimes she wouldn't.
Right.
I ended up accepting, but she would just give me the credit card, and me and Kingsley would go out, take girls out to eat.
Nice.
Yeah, take
nice.
swimming. Like, we'd do whatever we could.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How much did Kingsley have an impact on your decision to come to Syracuse?
Yeah, I don't know if, I told him, because over the summer is a big recruiting part.
Right.
Big time for athletes during the recruiting season. So I always told Kingsley everything that was going on because we were always together. I was always at his house, so whenever coach would call, I'd always let him speak to the coaches, and they'd ask him, how he's doing and how he feels about the university. Kingsley wanted me to go to UCLA just because he's a USC Trojan fan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
He wanted me to go to the West Coast.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Well, obviously your family had a say in where you wanted to play college ball. Can you touch upon that? How did your family feel?
Yeah, no, my family, really expected me to go to Clemson. I'm from South Carolina. Clemson's in South Carolina. They just won the national championship.
Right.
They've been in the college football playoffs for the past 4 years. And my dad actually got some Clemson stuff for Christmas because they didn't know I was going to Syracuse.
No kidding.
Yeah. So it was very unexpected for them, but they were in full support. They love Coach Babers and all the coaches. And one thing me and my family, realized when we were on the visit is how much it actually resembles Clemson, the coaching staff, how like close they are and how much of a family it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it spoke to me because I grew up only knowing Clemson.
Right.
Yeah, so
That's interesting too, because Dabo Sweeney and that coaching staff is known as some of the best people to be around and some of the most supportive and encouraging coaches out there. The best men turning boys into men as far as careers go other than football. So that's really good to hear about our Syracuse coaching staff. Now, I've always wondered about what really happens throughout the whole recruiting process. Can you just walk me through that? I know that Tulane had an influence on you, and I know, two of your final 3 teams included Clemson and UCF. So can you walk me through your whole recruiting process?
yeah. So my first interest ever was I started speaking with FSU. That was my sophomore year. I had a really good sophomore season. And luckily, I had built that foundation. So when I tore my ACL and wasn't able to play my senior year, I had enough film and stuff.
Right.
So FSU was the first one to talk to me. Coastal Carolina was the first one to offer me. And they offered me for offensive tackle. So I had 18 Division I offers, including Ivy Leagues from Princeton and Brown. West Point's looked upon as a really prestigious institution as well. And they were for 6 different positions. So
Wow.
DN, D tackle, nose guard, outside linebacker, offensive tackle, and tight end.
Okay. Now, I know that I saw a bunch of different websites. You're listed on Syracuse as a defensive end, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because some websites had you, like you said, like guard or, tight end and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're playing defensive end at Syracuse.
Yeah, if I end up gaining some weight, I might move to D tackle. But
Awesome.
Within my ability, I'm going to try to stay at defensive end.
This guy's already 6'5", 250, and with this strength and conditioning staff, he's going to be a monster by the end of his career. Now, how do you feel about the whole star rating system? You were a 3-star, but looking at your film, you're quite the player.
Yeah, I went to one Nike opening camp, and they have a thing where they call it getting opened. And that's where, you go to regionals, and then a couple players, just depending on how good you were, get selected to get opened, and you go compete against the best of the best. And I ended up getting a 98 as my final score. And
wow.
The person that got opened got a 108. But, I didn't realize my abilities at that time. I don't think I had gotten any offers. And, going into my junior year, I started realizing the potential that I had.
Right.
And so I started playing with a different mentality. But I think I was ranked the 44th defensive end in the nation as a junior, and then ended up tearing my ACL. So, I wish I could have seen what it would have been like if I was healthy the whole time.
Right.
I'm still blessed to be in the position that I am.
Of course. Now, that was an on-field injury, correct?
It was actually first day of summer at a Clemson camp.
Really?
Clemson football camp, yeah.
Wow. Oof, that's unfortunate. Okay. Now, this is a question I'm sure every single watcher and listener out there, every Syracuse fan wants to know. Why Syracuse?
Yeah. So there was 3 things that really stuck out for the reason I picked Syracuse. They wanted me for the position that I wanted to play, which was defensive end.
Okay.
They run the defense that I want to run it in, which is a 4-front. And I had offers for 3-front defensive end, which is more like a D tackle. You're playing head up.
Okay.
And I just didn't feel like I'd fit in that position. And then I wanted to go somewhere that wanted me as much as I wanted them.
Absolutely.
And I felt a lot of love coming from the coaching staff at Syracuse, and the fans are insane, So
that's you guys.
Yeah, exactly. And I've talked to, there's 8 early grads, so I graduated high school early, and there's 8 early grads, and they all said the same thing, that they felt like, we'd all gone on official visits. We were all highly recruited players.
Right.
But, we felt a lot of love coming from Syracuse as they wanted you to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's definitely good to hear. Now, you said you got close with the coaching staff. How close have you gotten with the coaching staff? Are you closer with some of the assistants rather than Coach Babers? And did you have much one-on-one contact with Coach Babers through the recruiting process?
Yeah, so one thing that happened, initially Clemson had offered me a gray shirt, which means I would graduate and then I would take a year off and then I'd go to Clemson.
Oh, okay.
And then once I got back from my Syracuse trip, they called me because they realized that they had competition.
Right.
And they said, we don't want you to make your decision based off the fact that you're getting gray shirted. So we're going to offer you a regular offer to where you can graduate early, because that was my whole plan, to graduate early. And so, it got out to the media, and I called the coaches at Syracuse because I committed on my official visit but didn't tell anybody. And
You committed here?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so I
nice.
committed on my official visit at Syracuse, and the coaches knew it, but nobody else knew it. So I called the coaches because, I wanted to tell them about Clemson changing their offer before they found out on the media.
Right.
And I called the coaches, and I was just like, I want you to know, like, Clemson changed their offer to try to, get me to go there, but I'm sticking with Syracuse.
Awesome.
And the coaches were ecstatic about it. Coach Babers called me, and this was right when he signed his extension.
Oh, perfect.
So
perfect.
he signed, he's just like, he's FaceTiming me in the car. He's like, I just want you to know I'm going to be here with you. I did that so I could be here with you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yeah,
That's definitely good to hear. Yeah, Babers, that contract extension, as a fan, that was awesome. That was all we needed to hear. Okay, so you're here. You're in Syracuse. How are you adjusting? As for anyone that doesn't know, big snowstorm this weekend and everything. The basketball games, we saw you were at those. How are you adjusting to the whole college life? You're in classes without a computer, as I heard. So how's everything going as far as adjustments?
Yeah, so I finally got a computer yesterday.
Nice.
I went a whole week in college without a computer and fell asleep most of the time in class. But I'm finally starting to get it going. I got some difficult classes. We work out every day at 7 a.m. So and the buses don't even start until like 7:30 or 8.
Really?
Yeah, so you either got to walk or find a ride.
Oh, my gosh.
And, we lift every day, Monday through Friday, except for Wednesday. And I have an 8:30 class on Wednesday. So, but it's weird. I was supposed to sleep in today, and I was already, like, tuned to wake up. So I was waking up at 7 because I was scared that the coaches were going to kill me if I was awake.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I'm adjusting pretty well.
That's good. That's good. What is the team like? Have they been really welcoming? Were they welcoming when you came on your visit? Did you get close with any of them? Did they influence your decision at all?
Yeah. So one thing I've noticed when I'm on recruiting trips or around teams is that the seniors and juniors, they kind of do their own thing.
Okay.
At Syracuse, it's all one family. Kendall Coleman, star defensive end, texted me last night and told me that we were coming to the field to get work in today.
Perfect.
So, like everybody's offering rides. Nobody's selfish, and that's something that I love because they all look out for each other, and there's a vibe going.
We know Dino Babers preaches Awana. Has he said that to you?
Awana, La Familia, everything.
That's great. That's great. Now, you said Kendall Coleman. What other players have you really gotten close with?
Yeah, so on my official visit, Aaron Hackett was my host, so we're pretty close. Aaron Belinsky, who's a long snapper.
Yep.
He took me to the mall yesterday to get the computer.
Nice.
And he has an uncle with cerebral palsy, so he really liked my signing day video and reached out to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so, everybody's been awesome. Evan Foster's crazy guy. he takes care of me and gives me rides, so
perfect.
He's awesome.
Who are the biggest goofballs on the team versus who are the best role models? And they can go hand in hand.
Yeah.
You could be a goofball and a role model at the same time.
Yeah, so Tommy's a goofball.
DeVito?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Evan's definitely a goofball. He's always joking around. One of the better role models is actually in my class. He graduated early. His name's Michael Jones.
Okay.
He's a linebacker from IMG. He's a really awesome guy. He's a really good role model, someone to follow. He likes to keep you accountable. And also Carlos, I'm not 100% sure his last name, but he's in my workout group, and he's always encouraging. We're always standing on each other's butt, making sure we get every rep.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, growing up, did you ever watch Syracuse football or basketball, or was it kind of just there, unheard of? I know we had a good basketball team. The football struggled a little bit as you were growing up. So what was your whole mindset when Syracuse was recruiting you? Did you remember them from your childhood at all?
I honestly no, and it was crazy because I actually went to a Syracuse game this year.
Really?
On a Clemson visit.
Was it?
The Clemson
okay, so
Syracuse.
That was a good game.
That was a really good game.
Guys were this close from being in the ACC championship game.
Yeah.
One fourth down stop.
Man, it was awesome.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there watching them, and I hadn't gotten an offer from them yet, so I was thinking, this is the team I'm gonna be playing for. Talking about Clemson,
right?
I didn't know it would be Syracuse.
That's funny. Yeah. That's funny. Man, we put up a fight in that game. That atmosphere. Talk about that atmosphere down there.
Yeah, Clemson's crazy. I'm looking forward to hearing what it's like inside the dome. I've heard it's pretty deafening.
Oh boy, wait till next year.
Yeah.
If we get college game day here,
Yeah, we do against Clemson.
it's guaranteed.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He's got the inside scoop, people.
Yeah, and Kingsley will be here.
Yes, perfect. That'll be insane. You'll hear what the dome's like. I've never even heard it full. I've heard it like 2 years ago when we played Clemson here and we beat them. I heard it and it was like 42, but the place holds 49. So I've never even heard it full, and that was like deafening. So
I'm sure it'll be crazy.
it's the roof. It's the roof. It can compare to anything else, any other stadium in the country. Outside of football, what do you like to do? What are some of your hobbies?
So I love fishing, and I've got some people that want to take me up here. I got to find some waders because it's pretty cold.
Okay.
But hunting, fishing, my buddy's got a farm not too far from our house in Charleston, Hanahan area. So we always go up there, and he's got a camper that we just put on the lot. He's got a bunch of acres, so we'll just fish, shoot some guns, and ride some four wheels.
There you go. There you go. People do that up here too. So
Really?
you'll blend in.
I gotta find this.
Yeah, you gotta find. It's like outside of the city. Once you get to the urban area, you'll find plenty of them.
All right.
Plenty of them. All right. What are your plans after college football? Is your ultimate goal getting to the league, the NFL?
Yeah, I think if you're playing college football, anybody's dream is the league.
Right.
I just want to find a job where I can make a positive impact, make enough money to maintain, sustain a happy lifestyle, and just stay positive, I guess.
That's great. Now, Syracuse has had an impressively dominant defensive line the past season. How excited are you to be here and be a part of that with all the great players? You're talking Kendall Coleman, Alton Robinson, Chris Slayton, now that he's departed. How excited are you to be a part of that?
Yeah, we had our first workout today together, and they got great characters, but they've also got a lot to learn from. So I'm looking forward to hearing what they've got to say. I already feel like we worked out for 2 hours, and I've already picked up on so much. So, and I know our defensive coaches, Coach Standard and Coach Reynolds, are pretty tough. So it's better that I get it right now before they got to get on my butt about it.
That's awesome. Now, we talked about the Carrier Dome before. Close your eyes and picture this. You're in the Carrier Dome on the field. Our house is packed. It's late in the fourth, and you need to make a stop. 3rd down and 5. How does that make you feel?
I just want to rush, man.
You just want to rush?
I haven't played football. It's been a whole year and a half, so I just want to. It gives me goosebumps. I want to get on the field and hit somebody.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. So are you ready for that kind of stage? It sure does sound like you are.
Yeah, my main mindset is go in there and don't fear anybody. If you go in there thinking you're going to get beat, you're going to get beat.
Of course.
If you go in there and think you're going to whoop them, you're going to whoop them. As long as you're going straight ahead every play. I don't think that there's anything I can do, anything that someone can do to stop me every single play. I'm gonna get mine in there. Absolutely.
Now, I feel like I already know what your answer might be, but can I get a prediction for next season? The schedule just came out. Are we looking at a 2019 ACC championship appearance? You got to beat Clemson, but that's the hump to get over. What's your prediction? Are we getting there? Undefeated?
Man, I'm hoping so. I feel like we've got all the pieces we need. I'm really looking forward to seeing how Tommy competes. I'm not worried about it. I just want to see how he competes. I want to see if he can match what our defense has to offer.
Absolutely. Big shoes to fill, but a different style of game, more of a pocket passer. I think it's going to come down to the offensive line being able to hold for him because he's proven that he has an arm and he can certainly sling that football. So is there anything else that you feel like Syracuse football fans out there need to know about you before we go?
Man, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to
looking
next
forward
4 or 5 years. Yeah.
All right. Cooper, thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys for watching. This has been another episode of Orange Heat.